Hello, engineering students. The goal of this video lesson is to prep you for a lot of things that are coming up soon in your career as an engineering student, like the Autodesk Inventor Certified User Exam, the NOCTI exam, and any competitions that might be coming your way. We're titling this exercise 136. There's 3 parts that make up this exercise that will teach you how to make revolves, an assembly, ribs, how to have a parts list, write out some notes, bubbling on your parts like you see 1, 2, 3 here, how to make an exploded view like this, or how to make a section view similar to this one, not exactly like this, but very similar, and how to make your technical drawing look professional, neat, and meet the criteria for an exam or a competition or to prep you for certifications. So let's get started. Have Autodesk Inventor open and start a new part. The exercise is entirely in millimeters, so double check in the Tools menu in Document Settings that you are set to millimeters in your Units tab. Apply, close. Go back to 3D model, click on Start a 2D sketch and click on the XY plane. Make sure you see the front face of the view cube looking like mine. And we're going to draw the body first, bubble number 1. And you'll see that it is 174 by 46 millimeters in depth, so 174 in length. And we have some height here of 50 from the bottom to the center mark of the hole here. And we have to defer or inference. We have to make an inference. The depth of the part is 46 millimeters, which means that the radius is half of 46, and we can do that in Inventor. We'll take care of that later, but first we have to draw the side view of it. It's going to look like something like this. So I'm going to use my line tool for this. I'm going to click, make sure I'm straight here, and I'm going to draw a shape that looks like this. Make sure your lines are vertical and horizontal. There we go. I tapped escape. So I drew the bottom here and these 2 shapes. Now I didn't dimension anything. I just started by making the shapes. Now let's start dimensioning. So the bottom line is 174, so click dimension, click the bottom line, and type in 174. And my part ran off the page, so I'm going to click the front on the view cube, and everything's fine. It looks like the side here is 18, so that worked automatically. Looks like the distance between this line and the edge here is 55. It looks like the thickness of both of the rectangles protruding outward are 14. So let's make that 14. Let's make this 14. The width from edge to edge is 64. So make that 64. And let's see what else do I need to know. The height is 50 plus half of 46. So let's take care of that now. So click on the bottom, click on this. So we can do, we're going to do in parentheses 46 divided by 2 plus, what was it, 50, which is 73. And just make sure this is also 73, except. I'm going to double check. So 18 by 174, yep. The height is 50 plus half of 46, which equals 73. It's 14, 14 with 64 in between. And let's make sure that it looks like this depth right here, this height is I'm going to cancel that. So I'm going to click on this 18. I want to leave it there. I'm going to trim. Let's move this thing out of the way. I don't know if you can see that on screen. I'm going to click trim, and I'm going to trim that line. And I'm going to draw another line right here and dimension that to 14. Because if you look on this picture right here, it says 14 right there. Which means that these are all probably 14. Oops, I don't want to dimension that line. I accidentally did that. Which means that we have other lines here. So I'm going to draw a vertical line right here. It turned on me, so I'm going to click on vertical constraint and constrain it vertically and draw another line here. And it looks like in the drawing it's 24 away from what looks like there's going to be a fillet on that, but we'll take care of that in the 3D modeling, not in the 2D drawing. So click on that line, click on the, oops, I'm working on a new computer and it is not liking me right now. Make that 24, and then from this edge to this line, make that 24, and hopefully you drew it down far enough so that if you click extend, this line in the middle will extend out towards those two lines, and then we could extend these two lines there and extend this line and this line. And now we can trim some lines here. So we're going to trim this, trim this, trim, trim. There we go. That is exactly the shape I want now. Okay, so I just got to double check again. I'm going to click dimension, click this. That should be 14. This should be 14. And this should be 14. Okay, good. Now click Finish Sketch. Click your Home button on the view cube. That is 46 millimeters in depth. So we click Extrude, and we change the distance A to 46. Click OK. And then we will go ahead and add the fillet. So click Fillet. And what's half of 46? So 46 divided by 2. And click on this corner and this corner, this corner and this corner. See what I did there? The depth is the diameter, really. So apply and close that. It says there's a note here. Fillets are either equal to 2 and or 4 millimeters. We also can see right here it says 4 on this fillet. So we're going to assume that this is 4, this is 4, this is 4, and this is 4. We'll do those after we make the rib. And there's a rib on both sides that is 10 millimeters thick. So how do I make the rib? We're going to make a mid-plane. So we're going to make a mid-plane between two planes. So click on plane, the drop-down menu, click on mid-plane. You're going to click on this surface here. Click on the view cube to flip it to see the other side, and click on that surface. And what you do is you end up making a plane right in the middle of the part. Now that plane we can use to make a new sketch, so right click new sketch, and then find this button right here. It says slice graphics. Click on that and it's going to slice in half your part, which is exactly what we want. So we want to see inside of there. We want to project the geometry of all of the except that surfaces here. And let's go back to the drawing. It looks like from the center down, it's 12 away. So that means, let me find the bottom dimension to here. That should be 50. I'm going to accept that so I can see it. All right, cool. So now I click line. I'm going to click on this surface, and then I'm going to click on this corner. And I'm going to actually complete that shape. And then click dimension, click the top point there with this point, and make that, what did I say? 12. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we do the same exact thing on this side. Click line. Click that corner. Oh, it didn't snap. All right, snap to the corner. Snap to the surface, and make sure you close up that shape. Just trace over the projected lines that you have. And we're going to make that 12 away from the top. All right, so that should work. Click on Finish Sketch. And we're going to extrude. We're going to do a symmetrical extrusion. So find the symmetric button and make the distance, what is it, 10. Type 1, 0. And then find those two shapes that you drew. And there's how you make a rib. Click OK. And accept it. And on that plane, right click and uncheck visibility. There you go. Take a moment to save. We're going to call this exercise 136 body. So I'm going to click on the save button. It looks like my pulley folder is open. So I'm going to make a new folder specifically for this part. So I'm going to click on the new folder button. I'm going to type in exercise 136, press enter, enter, and then this is body. I'm going to type in body underscore 136 and click save. Now we have the holes that we can take care of real quick. Okay, so you can right click on the surface and click new sketch. And I'm just gonna, I like to make the view cube the correct position. Click on point and click, 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 click. Obviously I did not put those in the correct spots, so let me check where they belong. It looks like we are under the assumption that they are centered along the middle here, and they are 24 millimeters apart. So if let's click on project geometry, click the line of the top there, and then click on, we're going to click on, I think, vertical constraint. Let's try vertical constraint. So if you hover over the midpoint of a line, you'll get a little dot, and then you can vertically align the centers or the points with that midpoint. So I'm going to do that over here. There we go. So now they're centered there, but how far away are they from the edge? Well, if they're 24, let's do that. Let's make them 24 millimeters apart from each other. And let's do a little trick here. So I'm going to click the line tool and I'm going to connect the 2 points on both sides. Oops. Let's try that again. Make sure you snap on the points. Okay, so that line should be locked in with the points. Now let's horizontally align the midpoint with the line. And yep, that's what we want. Okay, so they're vertically aligned and they're horizontally aligned, and they're 24 millimeters apart. Those points are. Now keep in mind, you should remember that points are one way that we can make holes in our parts. So if I click Finish Sketch, let me go back to the drawing here. The holes are 10 in diameter, and there's 4 of them. That's why that 4 is there. It should say 4x. And click on Hole, and it looks like it's already defaulted everything to just a regular hole. So make sure it says simple hole, no seat. We're going through all. We have that direction, and it's 10. Click OK. We just made 4 holes in a very short amount of time. there's holes in this part here. And what we're going to do is, actually, let's put the fillets on here now. So remember, the radius is 4. So let's go to the fillet tool here, make the radius 4. And that's going to be on this side, this side, this side right here, this, and I'm actually going to need to spin this around to see this side. And let's spin that around. Now the nice thing about the fillet tool is you can make all of your fillets in one shot if they're all the same size. So I almost missed these two right here. See that? So that's what that should look like. Okay, once you have those done, click apply and close that little window. All right, we're almost done with this part. Now we're going to make just one and we're going to mirror it over to the other side. And I'll show you how to do that using the mirror trick for this little raise part here. So let's go on to this surface right here and click new sketch. Okay, now it's obviously behind this part. So if I click on that slice, it shows me the surface that I'm drawing on. Okay. And we need 2 circles. So we're going to click the circle tool, and the outer circle diameter is 28, and then the inner is 14. So 28. It's not letting me make the dimension right off the bat. I don't know why I did that. So make sure that outside diameter is 28. And then what did I say? This is 14. 14. Okay, click Finish Sketch. And what you're going to do is you're going to click Extrude. And you're going to click on, you're going to extrude cut the inside part by, I think 10 will do it. Nope, 10 is not enough. So check this out. See it says 2 on the menu? You're going to click 2 and then you click that surface. And then you're going to click the plus button right here. I'm going to click plus. We're going to click that outside surface. And that looks like it is, oh boy, there's a lot of math going on here, and I don't like that. It's 32 away from each other. So that is 14 plus 14 minus 64 minus 32 divided by 2. Okay, how did I get that? Hold on, I'm still thinking. It could just be 64 minus 32 divided by 2. Okay, so I want to go. What's it doing? I don't want to. Oh, here's the distance. Okay, something's going on with this computer. So we're gonna go. We're not gonna do a cut. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do 64 minus 32. Let's put that in parentheses. And we're gonna divide by 2. And I don't think that's right. That is not right at all. 64. I'm sorry. No, it's 64. So 64 minus 14 minus 14 minus 32. Divided by 2? Nope. Okay, there it is. That's the number I'm looking for. All right, so where did I get the 64 minus 14 minus 14? So that's the two thicknesses of this, so 14 and 14 and the 64. So we have to subtract all of that from this 32 to get the distance from here to here, but that's if there was only one of those. There's two of those, so that's why I divided by 2. So 64 minus 14, whatever that number is, minus 32, divided by 2 gives us the distance of that. So if I click OK, that's good. And then we're going to put a radius of 2 on the fillet. So click fillet, type radius 2, and put that right here, and that should be perfect. Yes. Now, we don't have to do that again, because what we're going to do is use a mirror command. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to click on plane, go to mid plane, between two planes. You're going to click on this surface and this surface. So there's the middle point between those two surfaces. Click on, where's mirror? Right here is mirror. So click on mirror. And it says features, so we got to click on this feature and the only two features, this feature, so the fillet and the extrusion thing that you made. Maybe 3, yeah. And then click mirror plane, and then click on the plane in the middle. Spin it around. It's going to give you kind of a preview, and click OK. It failed. Why did it fail? Cancel. Let's try that again. Mirror. Click, click, click mirror plane. Click this. Click OK. Cancel. Maybe it only can mirror that. So strange. Let me undo. Mirror. Okay, I want the hole, I want this, and I want the fillet. Mirror plane. Click. Okay. That should work. What is happening? Cancel. You know what? I'm gonna delete that plane. Let me try the far outsides. So I'm gonna click plane. I'm gonna do here and here. Then mirror. I apologize for all of these mistakes. This computer I have is not working the way it should. Okay, so now click OK. Well, this is highly annoying. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong. Mirror. Maybe it's the order I'm doing it. This, this, this. Mirror solids. No. Hole. This. Maybe without the fillet. Let's see if that works. Okay, so it worked without the fillet. Okay, it's not a big deal to just add the fillet. Okay. Man, that was rough. That should not have been that difficult. Hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully it worked right away for you. So that's the base. Go ahead and save it. And that concludes, well, no. We have to decide what the material is going to be. So go to File, iProperties, Physical. Let's make it steel. Apply. So make sure your mass matches 3.324. And close, save, and move on to the next video lesson.